Hello and welcome to another Pearced Off segment of Counter-Apologetics and Philosophy with Jonathan M.S. Pearce. This week I'm going to talk about the devil, Satan. So, lots of problems with Satan, but I'm going to concentrate on just one aspect today. So God is supposed to be omnipotent. All-powerful, almighty. The great-making characteristics of such a god are the paragon of abilities. He could achieve anything at the metaphorical click of his fingers. So what the hell is Satan still doing hanging around? Well, of course, he doesn't exist either, but supposing you believe that both God and Satan are real entities, well then, you'd be making no sense at all. Recently on the Big Questions on the BBC, they were discussing whether the devil was real, symbolic or non-existent. A good proportion of the audience advanced different theories on Satan's ontological reality, and this kind of annoyed me. It seems to me that such people couldn't argue their way out of a paper bag. God could make Satan disappear, non-existent, at the click of his fingers. Any ontological argument for God or claim that he is perfect, such as under perfect being theology, argues for God's supreme omni-abilities. To be the greatest being in conception, there can be no rival being, as God could dispense with them on a whim. This means that if the devil exists, he does so on the behest of God. Either God actively wants him to exist, or his disappearance would cause more grief than good, like some embodiment of the problem of evil. Thus, it appears that Satan, if he exists, is doing a job for God, providing a service, if you will. God then must accept corporate responsibility for him. In other words, anything that is laid at the feet of Satan in terms of blame and moral responsibility should actually be laid at the invisible feet of God. God allows, either by design, direct causation of, or act of omission, everything that Satan does, which renders the whole thing rather silly and nonsensical. And it beggars belief, really, that any serious theologian or believer anywhere around the world in Christianity, in Christ, in God, and in Satan just hasn't really thought it through. God is the senior executive, chief executive of the world, and can do anything. And so therefore anything that exists with permission, nay, by design, of God. And this includes Satan. And that's without getting on to the other ridiculous things, like if Satan knew that God was omnipotent, then what the hell is he doing? Having a revolution and thinking he can upset the apple cart there. He's never going to win. He would know that, being once an angel up there in heaven. And yet he still thinks it's a good idea to rebel, and I don't know. It's all complete nonsense, obviously. But I just thought I'd leave you with the CEO aspect of God and how he's running this show. As ever, question everything. My name is Jonathan M.S. Pearce. Drop by my blog at A Tippling Philosopher.